Yeah, okay, guys, once again, very good afternoon. So, in the last sessions, we have initiated new topics, risk collections in Java. So, we have gone through overview about collections, then what is collections, and what is the difference between collection framework, the advantages. The main definition of collection is it is used to store and manipulate a group of objects. Is the main objective of collection. And we already know. So it collection frameworks consist of collection of interfaces and classes. And so these are the some of the advantages. It provide high efficiency. It facilitate reusability. Collection framework provide common classes and interfaces. And the first one is a list interface. We know that. So again, a list interface can be implemented in array list, linked list, stack. So this is the syntax how we can implement list interface. One is the list interface by implementing a linked list and a array list and a vector. So in the last sessions we have covered some portion of array list, like what is array list and what is the difference between array and array list. We know that array it has a fixed size, but array list it dynamically change. If you add a element, the size of the array list will automatically increase. If you remove any element, then the size of the array list will automatically decrease. So, and it implement the list interface, we know that. So, these or like this way, we can implement array list one by using the list and implementing a new linked list. Sorry, array list. And this is the one way. So here we need to pass data type or else object. So this is the way how we can achieve array list, and as well as we have covered some demos of array list. Let me expand which yeah collection package, the array list. Mhm. First remove it. Yeah, in the last sessions we have created one array list collections and we added. We know that add function. It is used to add a new element at the end of the list. And you can add the specified position, and we can use the clear. It clear the all elements which are presented inside the array list, and we added and we printed. Yeah, so this is the enhanced loop. This for loop is an enhanced loop. We can call it as an enhanced loops. And iterator, let me how to okay. So let's see what are the methods left. Array data dot. So let's suppose here we are adding, yeah, one by element. No, I don't want to add like this way. So I need to add one collection array to this existing collection array. Let's suppose I have a one more array list. So, but this time I will go like this integer. Hmm, let's suppose give numbers, new array list. I'm implementing array list. Number dot add. So we already know it append the specified element to the end of this list. So let's suppose add, yeah, 99 number dot add 78 number dot add 55. So now my requirement is I want to add this list collection list integer to this array list. So we can do this. So my our requirement is we are adding this one. So we need to use this method, this array list methods. array data dot add all. So this add all method, so it is used to add the entire collection data to another collection data. So you can see the parameters. So it is accepting collection. So it is a overloading method. You can find one is accepting single level argument, and second method is accepting uh, like different parameters. So let's suppose I want to add collection. So for this array list collection, I need to add these numbers also. So for that, I'm using the adder and I'm passing this array list reference. I give comma, and now you can print array data. Mm, okay, let me give me some space. So there you can find. So for first it is displaying this, so 56, 44, 88. Not here. 50, yeah, here we added some details. So 56, 144. Then again here we added this additional elements to this array list. So in the same manner, you can add array list in the specified position also. Here, if you click the control space, I want to add this collection into a specific position. For that, I need to use this machine. Here, I need to mention the position where you want to add this entire list. Let's suppose I want to add in the first from the starting position, like index position is 1. Now you can print. So there you can find. So first is 56 in the, I mean, this is the 0th position. We know that array list is always follow from the 0th position. So from the first position, we are printing 99, 78, 55. So that is we added new values. That is we added these list numbers to this existing array data in the specified position. That is in the index position 1. Here, if you notice, we are printing this console like this. No, I don't want to print like this. I want to print line by line. So in array, in a collection, in entire collection frameworks, we can achieve this. We can achieve this by using one of the loop. We already know there are different kinds of loops. So for loop, while loop, and do while loop. But there is a one more loop that is efficient and faster. That is enhanced for loop. I think, yeah. So enhanced for loops. So the basic syntax of enhanced for loop is for uh, data type, name. Here you need to mention reference name plus and print name. Yeah, so this is the syntax for enhanced for loop. So let me give one example. So let's suppose we have some array list. So we have this array list. I need to print. We need to we need to loop one by one. So first we need to for. So if you notice here, we are storing integer data type. So that means we are looping throughout this array list. That means it is accepting integer. So we need to pass integer data type here also. integer. Then you need to give always name. Let's suppose array element, and you have to give the colon, and here on which array list or a reference you are looping. So for time being, we need to loop through this array list. So we need to pass this array data. We need to mention array data here. Array data. Now you can print. Standard out or println array elements. So let me give the first. Let me run. Mm, Before that, okay. So now you can find it is printing line by line. So we are successfully looping throughout this array list. So this enhancer for loop, first we are declaring data type, whatever data type data type must have to match. Then we are passing this reference. That means we are looping through one by one to this array data, and we are printing. We are printing the one by one. So this is the one way. You can save, you can print like this by using one more method also. That is called iteratable iterator. So actually iterative, it is an interface. See, an iterative or a collection. So basically, so this iterator interface, it is used to iterate like for loop. So iterate over the collection. Iterator, and here we need to pass data type. It is similar to this one. Integer data type, control V, and you need to give the name array iterator here. So every collection, uh, like this, yeah. So every collection provide iterator method to iterate over the array list. Not only array list, you can iterate in a different like iterate over list, array list, stack, map. So how to access iterator? You have to call this dot iterator. See iterator. So it is a iterate. So it returns an integer over the elements in the list in the proper sequence. Return the so now we have successfully created iterator for this array list. Okay, now we need to print one by one element like this. We need to print one by one element like this. So here we can use while loop because we need to iterate over this iterator. Yeah, here once we get the iterator method from this array list, you can find some more methods of this iterator class. Uh, Array iterator dot has next. So this has next method, it returns a Boolean type. So it simply check whether element is presented or not in the array list. It checks the next element if the next element is presented or not in the array list. So we are checking has next. If the condition is true, then we need to print. How to print? Same. Array iterator dot next. So it returns the next element in the iterations. It prints and it move to the next element. And here it will check the next element whether it presented or not. Me give me space. So see, so like this way, we can iterate, we can print the array, not only array list, you can print collection elements. You can look through that by using two ways. Majorly, this one is mostly efficient because in array, if you whenever you work with the array list, in the most of the time you will be using this enhancer for loop. It is a most and faster way. So this is the array list. So like I said, array list it accept data type. Where it is? Yeah, data type, and you can pass object also. Let's suppose I have a one class. Let me create employee info. I have a one class employee info. Employee. Do I have any? Oops. Yeah. Irritable. Okay. This is student. Private EMP ID. Private string name. EMP name. Private string address. Private double salary. Salary. Mhm. Create constructor. Source. Generate constructor using fields. Selector. Generate. Create a pre-constructor also. Source. Generate getter and setter for employee info. Source. Generate getter and setter. Selector. Generate. And as well as print generate to string also. Source. Generate to string. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I have a one class employee info. And inside employee info, I have a some private fields, employee ID, employee name, salary, and address. So my requirement is I need to store employee info in this array list. I need to store employee info in array list. We know that collection, it is a collection. It is used to store and manipulate a group of objects. So we can store this entire objects into this array list. Um, First of all, create one more class that is EMP array list test. Employee info. Okay. So before storing into this array list, employee object. new array list. So in visually, what we have covered, we need to pass here data types. Whatever your data value you want to store, you need to mention that kind of data type. But here we are storing this employee info. So we need to pass class name as a object. What is a class name? So we know that it is a E, that means generic type. Let me give the name employee info. See, employee info. So now we can successfully store employee info details into this array list. So before that, we need to create object and we need to initialize there some values. Let's suppose mhm, employee info E1 is equal to new employee info. So I need to pass parameter constructor. So ID triple one. So employee name. Let's suppose Rahul. Salary 30 thousand and address. Wait. So let me create two more objects like this. Rani 40 Bangalore. Pune 25,000. Somesh triple three triple four. Final money. Let me give 20,000. Chennai. Yeah, now okay. So now we have successfully created parameter constructor. So I need to store. We know that how to add. So we need to use the employee obj and down add. We know that add. So whenever you type, it is auto suggestion. That means yeah, this employee object it is accepting employee info. So something it is accepting objects type details, not a of wrapper class details like integer, string, float. So we need to pass. So where you can pass reference, reference of the each and every employee info. So let's suppose EMP1 in the same manner, control copy by 4, 3, 2. Now we have successfully inserted this employee info details, entire employee detail. Like how many? Yeah, 4. 4 employee details we added in array list. You can print, let's suppose EMP-OBJ. If you try to print this, it will give the output. But we are not convenient this kind of output. See this, we are getting some hesitations. So we can get rid of this by using the enhanced for loop. Let me suppose, Or so here instead of data type, we need to mention the class name. Student info or student info. Yeah, employee. And student info to employee info. Wait, sorry guys, it is employee info. Employee info. EMP info. Yeah, okay, now fine. Here you can print one by one value. Let's employee info dot hmm, get EMP ID, EMP info dot get EMP name, EMP info dot get salary, EMP info dot get address. Now, yeah, now you can find the result is more convenient. That means you user friendly. User can easily able to read. So here we are simply storing the objects of the employee info details. We created one array list because we need to store group of employee info objects. So we created employee objects. So and we added each and every employee details inside this array list. And finally, we are looping throughout this array list by using enhanced for loop. So because we are looping through employee object. So that means we need to here we need to give instead of data type, we need to give the class name, corresponding class name. Obviously, we need to give the reference and we need to give this object because we are looping through this EMP object and we are printing. That means EMP info dot get employee ID. So we are getting get name, get salary, get address. So like this way, you can print. Let's suppose, yeah, you can modify this on. You can modify this one also. Like let's suppose E2 dot set to EMP ID. The object dot add E2. So we have stored, and now I'm manipulating. It is a simple concept. Now I am manipulating the employee ID of this particular employee info object that is E2. So I am updating the employee ID from 222 to 987 something. I am setting that means I am updating. Now again I am looping through this. Now this time you can find here the value employee ID is 222. Now here it has been changed from 222 to 987. So like this, you can store not only integer data type, I mean primitive wrapper class data types, you can store objects also. you can manipulate. Control Shift O. Sorry, Control Shift O. Yeah. So this is the array list, and let's go to another one is a linked list. So linked list, we know that it is implemented list interface linked list. So a linked list, it is a class. It uses double linked list to store the elements and provide a linked list data structure. So it provide a linked list data structures. So and it uses internally it uses double linked list concept. So it contain duplicates elements like how array list contain. So it maintain insertion order. It maintains insertion order. So like whatever you order inserted value inside our linked list, same order the value will be printed on the console. Uh, but if you want to manipulate values, then the linked list is the best way. Because we know that array list it change the memory location dynamically. So there, let's suppose in my array list. So here I am storing, I'm adding new elements. So let's suppose whenever I remove something well that is 88, the previous value, I mean the value which is after 88, I will automatically shift to this in this position. So that means it takes some time. But in linked list, it won't process like that. So linked list is a very useful whenever you want to manipulate values. So in the same manner, how we defined array list, in the same manner you can define linked list. New class linked list demo. May always we need to create see linked list. It comes from the Java util package. So inside you can mention data types also. Let's suppose I want to insert to string. Let's suppose so give name as programming languages. New linked list. Programming dot. So it provides a method similar to array, but there are some little bit changes for each methods. So it provide add. We know that to it is used to add at the end of the position and add. If you want to insert at the specific position, you can use this. And the collection, you can add another. Because you can add. Yeah. So if you want to add a collection, entire collection, you can use this add-on. In the similar way, if you want to insert at the specific position, this add first, add last. So this is the sum. Oh, my name. This is the sum methods. Let's suppose add Java programming dot add Python programming dot add C plus plus. Okay, so let me print these values on the console. Uh, String P programming system dot out dot print P. So now see it is printing values. Let's see another methods. What are the methods left? Programming dot add. So we know that to add this remaining add in add all add. We know that already. So let's see this add first. So it insert the specified element at the beginning of the first. So in the link in the array list, would it have a that option? Like mean we have one option that is insert add. So let's suppose if you want to add at the first, if you want to add element at the first, you can use first. At first, I want to add in the list in the linked list. I have a Java. Let's suppose C. So I want to add C string programming language C with oops, not oops, C basics. So I want to add this string at the starting position. So you can do this the same manner programming dot add last. It is opposite to this add first. So it append the specified element to the end of this list. Here it is a C++. Let me add oops with the .NET. Now we have successfully added. Now you can control copy, control V. Yeah, if I now you can find the difference between these two results. So we added at the first, that is the C basics. At the last, we added oops with the .NET. So this is the difference between. Let's suppose I have a one more linked list collection string web new linked list web dot add HTML web dot add CSS web dot add JavaScript. Now I want to add this web linked list to this programming. I need to match programming dot add all, and here we need to pass the collection reference. That is our collection reference is what web. So I pass it web, we call it, and we can use. So let me create another loop that is iterator. Integer full programming dot iterator. Change a full iterator string. Yeah, okay. Oh, sorry guys, it is a string. So while full dot as next, if this condition is satisfied, if the any element are presented inside this linked list, then I need to perform. I need to print like what full dot next. Me give you a space. Mhm. Yeah. So now you can find. So we added another list, another linked list to this. So existing list, and we printed using the for loop. Mhm. Let's suppose here programming dot not here programming dot. So here, so remove. So it retrieve and removes the head. Head means first element. By default, it removes the head element. That is the first element in the linked list. So then remove. So the next one is remove int index. So it is accepting one argument. That is, we need to we need to mention the specified position where you want to remove the element. So it removes the element at the specified position in the list. The next two, so remove all. If you want to remove first, you can list, you can last. How these methods we used at first. So remove. And system.out.println programming dot remove special. I need to mention three. Yeah, removed at to position three. Mhm. Programming dot remove first. Remove first. It removes the first element. Programming dot remove last. So before that, to print track the output. Control copy. Control V. Control V. It removes the system. So now you can find. So we are removing. So we know that it removes the head of the element. What is head is our C. So we successfully removed C basics. And now again we are printing. So remove to position 3. So programming remove 3. 0 Java Python. Oops. Now you can find. Oops, with the dot net, it is not existing. So we know that index always start from 0. So index always start from 0. So Java is first, second, I mean 0, 1, 2, this one is 3. So now this one has been removed. This is the third position. So again, okay, we are printing to system dot. Let me give the space. Okay. Mhm. Yeah. So this one, first we removed the top, that means head, and we removed the in the we specified the position that is 3. So Java is a 0, Python is a 1, C++ is a 2, and oops with the .NET is a third position. So we removed that one. So we removed and we are printing. So after removing this one, we are getting this result. Now again, removes the first element. So what is the first element? We know that Java. So is the Java. Java is the first element. We remove the first element. We are printing the result. Again, we are printing the last element. What is the last element? JavaScript. So we remove JavaScript. We are printing this rest of this result. Python, C++, HTML, CSS. So these are the methods, and there are a lot of methods. You can, let's suppose system dot programming dot. So here, so contents, we know that whether the list contain anything. Yeah. So like how we added add first, add last, remove first, remove last. The same manner you can get add the head position and the let me tail, that is last position you can get. Uh, so get first. See, the get first method is used to retrieve the head element. So return the first element, that is a head. Retrieve system.out.println programming dot get last. My God. I'm always forgetting space. Yeah, now you can find. So this is the final output. So after we are retrieving get first last first, that means we are printing the we are accessing the first element as well as we are accessing the last element. So Python and CSS. So like this you can get first, get last, add first, add last, retrieve first, retrieve last. I mean remove. System dot out dot println programming dot. Wait, push. Oh, these are the front method. We know that iterator. Yeah, you can find is empty. We know that it returns a boolean type. If the linked list empty or not. You know that the clone. What are the remover to string to array? Okay. So these are the topmost methods. So you can play around this. So let me give the last one. Programming dot. Which is the which one is the remove dot remove posting. Yeah, size. So it returns the number of element in the list. So like how we are finding the length of the given array. So this is the size method. If you want to find the size of the list. the size is the size is run as the size is 4 because after we have performing some operations like removing first, removing last, remove specific positions. Finally, we have only four elements: Python, C++, HTML, CSS. So that is why it is giving the size is 4. So let's suppose I want to look through this linked list. So I want to look through this linked list. So my requirement is whenever I encounter Python, I want to only retrieve Python. How to do this? We can do this using the for loop. Control copy, Control V. So here instead of this one, here you need to string. Yeah, okay. If P dot equals Python, so then I need to print that string only. I don't want to print all the elements. I mean all the elements. Yeah, all the elements. I need to only print Python. So you can for loop, you can check each and every condition. Now see, we are printing the Python only. So like this, you can manipulate object also. So this is the overview of the linked list. Is the best to so to arrange. This is the linked list. The another one is okay, fine. Linked list. Yeah, it contains duplicate values. Oh, we forget it to check that. Um, web dot add HTML because we are checking whether this linked list accept duplicate values or not. Yeah, it is accepting duplicate values. Yeah, we can add duplicate values also. This is the linked list. The another one is yeah, stack. So we know that list interface can be implemented array list, linked list, stack. So what is stack? So if you talk about stack in a data structure, basically it is a linear data structures. So linear data structure that means it will store the elements in order, sequential manner. Order or sequential. So the stack will store the data in a order or a sequential manner. This is the linear data structure. So that is used to store the collection of object. You can store the stack, but that stack majorly follow one principle that is called LIFO. So last in, first out. So it follows this principle, last in, first out. Let's suppose uh, I have a one data like let's consider 45, 7. 64, 723, 88. Okay. So let's consider this one. I have one data. So we are storing each and every element one by one to this stack. So initially the stack will store 34. 34 initially it will store 34. Again it check 78. I mean it's 78. Then after 78 it will store 23. So like this way it go 45. So like this way it store like this. So here you can find the you can understand the principle, that is last in first out. So that means we are storing this last element 41. So 45 is the last element. According to the principle of this stack, last in first out. So this last element will come first. If you try to print, it won't print uh, 34, 78, 23, 45. It won't print like this. It will print 45, 23, 78, 34. So it print this manner. That means last in, first out. So last element will always come first. So that is the principle of this stack. So uh, if you want to work with the stack, you need to keep in mind some of the major operations. That is push, pop, set. Yeah, push. So it is used to add element at top. Pop. It will remove the element at top from the top and search. It search. It finds simply. So these are the majorly we need to keep in mind. These are the major methods: push, pop, set. So whenever you want to add a new element, uh, like how we are adding in a stack, we need to use push. By the place of remove, we need to use pop. Find, this is search. So these are the some major operations. So insert an element into the stack. We know that it removes an element from the top of the stack. So this is the worry of this stack. You can find real-time examples, books, books, plates, classes. These are the some of the real-time example books. So when you arrange books one by one top of the, you always retrieve, you always get the at the top of the book. So these are the some real-time example. So this is the stack. Worry about this stack. Let's go with an example. Collection, new class, stack demo. Create main method. Always we need to find main in here. Here you need to create stack. It is a similar to how we defined a array list, linked list, stack. So it come from the middle package. So here, let's suppose what kind of data type we can, store Mm-hmm. Yeah, integer, eh, integer, then Q name as data, new stack. Okay. Now we have successfully defined created stack list. Now I need to add some elements to this stack. How to do that? Data dot push. See this. It pushes an item onto the top of this stack. So as per the definition, A to push element at the top. Give values like 99, data dot push 45, data dot push 22, data dot push 56. Let's give 6. Print, you can find print data. So it is returning the array type. So need to use for loop for integer uh, stk stack data. This is dot out printer stack. Now we are printing line by line. Let's remove this one. So you can find check whether the stack is empty or not. Let's suppose system dot out dot println data dot is empty. So it tests if the vector has a no components. Is empty or empty. So it checks boolean. We already know that boolean. It always return boolean type of result, like true or false. So we're checking if the stack is empty or not. False, because we have some data. But we have some methods. Data dot not get. Mhm. That's the methods. Okay. Data dot empty equals is empty size. We have that push. We already push. Yeah, pop. So the difference between pop and peak. So the difference is simple. So it pops. That means it removes the object at the top of the stack. So it removes the top of the stack. Pop. Peak. So it returns top of the element and print. So it won't, that means it never removes the top element. It just retrieve the peak element. So it looks at the object at the top of this stack. So peak control S. Now we can find application. Peak. Yeah, remove this one. Yeah. Let's see, we are picking top. Two, what it is, give me plus six. First we have to push, 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 push. Okay. Yeah. See, it is the peak element last. Let's suppose get. So it get the specified index, but it returns exceptions if the element is not presented. So it returns the at the specified position. Let's suppose 9. I want to find the value in the ninth position, which is this. So it is rotating. Okay, it is a red type. Okay, sorry. Dot remove. Yeah, ninth position. WV teaching showing array. Remove peak. Pop. It removes the pops. Declares. Okay, we need to handle the size. Data dot remove. Sixth. Catch. Not this. Empty stack exception. E. This one. CC error. Stack is empty. You dot get message. Layout of not this array. O dot clone contains empty equals hash index of is empty. Last index remove in first 80 get peak push remove set to array element iterative remove version number 6. if we try to remove when let's spawn. Pop. Or let's suppose, yeah. Mm, data dot pop. We already know that. What is the use of pop? It removes the element from the top. So first we are removing, but whenever you try, it will throw an exception. That is empty stack exception. That means the stack is empty. So we need to handle. So that will be control V. So we are printing inside the try block. We already know. So here, whether if the code will encounter any exception inside of the try block, it will throw. The catch block will catch and it will print the corresponding message stack is empty. Hmm, my requirement is I need to insert 10 elements. Before that, I need to check if data is empty or else empty. If stack is empty, then only I need to insert 10 elements into I is equal to from 10 to I less than 10 I plus plus data dot push. I need to push I value. So now I have successfully inserted. So before that, mhm, data. So I have inserted 10 elements inside this stack. So before inserting, I'm checking if the if and only stack is empty, then only I am inserting values. So if this condition is satisfied because we don't have any elements. Then I am printing these values and inside try plus. So I'm popping off. So pop, that means top element. So let's suppose I have already elements. Data dot add 199. So if this it is not satisfied, I mean this condition is not satisfied, then what we get, this block will never execute and we will get only 99. Then we need to, if you can just simply return some message also. Stack has elements, won't insert, I mean won't push. So stack has this, so it is a web. So this condition we added. So this condition is never satisfied. Then we are displaying one message. Stack has elements on push. So then we are printing the elements which is already existed inside this stack. Like this way, stack system dot out of println data dot. We already know that peak it is the top element. It won't remove and pop push clear. Now see this output stack as empty. So we're trying to pop or the top element, but there is a no element. So that's why we are printing stack is empty, null. So, but if we remove this one, if you try to execute, okay, Jotana, control space, yeah, condition true. Oh, okay, we cleared. Control X, Control V, hmm, for integer I data. Standard out of until I. So now see, so we are successfully inserted 10 elements. We have successfully pushed 10 elements inside the stack, and we are printing it on console, and we are trying to add access top element that is 10. So after that we clear the stack. Then again we are printing, but here we need to display that stack is empty. Let's suppose if let's suppose data dot empty system dot outer stack is now empty. Okay, we clear. Mhm. Now you can find. So we are trying to print, but stack is empty. So that's why we cannot print. So these the major methods of the stack, like push, pop, set. Oh, we need to find the set. Let's suppose system.out.println data dot set. So it returns the one based position where an object is on the stack. So let's suppose use this one. Let's suppose you can find 45. It would accept. So it's returning -1 because this value is not existed. But if you try to give 10, okay. Return the one basic position where an object is on the stack with the object. Okay. Dot search. We are passing object. It is coming. Let's suppose stack integer data to new stack data to dot add not add push. It is printing here over. It is final research. So, okay, okay. Think something. So let's suppose you give 10. It always, I think it should return 1. Minus 1. Yeah. Okay. 9, 1. So if I give the 1, then it should give 9. Yeah. So it find the 0 based index. So here we are finding the first position. So we are pushing 1 from 1 to 10. So the set value of this 1 is 9. So it is printing a reverse. We know that it always comes from last in first out. Yeah, okay, that's it for today. If you have any queries, you can ask me. If you don't have any queries, you can if you don't understand any concept, you can ask me. Or if you have any queries, you can ask me. In the next sessions, we will see support methods and we will cover some topics also.